The most disturbing fact about times the 3rd of May, 1,808 times, is this. The only thing clearly revealing the execution is not the moon, not the city, and not heaven. It is a small lantern placed on the ground. Goya puts the light of truth inside a box, exactly between the condemned man and the firing squad. And once you notice it, the whole painting changes. Because this lamp does not save anyone, it only makes everyone visible. Before we enter this darkness, subscribe to the channel, because this painting is not just a tragic historical scene. It may be one of the first images in European art where war is shown without glory. No heroic general, no triumphant flag, no beautiful battlefield, just a man in a white shirt, thrown into the light a second before the soldiers fire. His arms are open like a crucifixion, and many viewers have read him as a Christ-like figure. But Goya gives him no miracle, no rescue, no golden halo, only fear, light, and silence. Look at the soldiers. Goya does something brutally simple. He hides their faces. They become a wall of gray coats, bent bodies, and weapons pointing in one direction. The Prado explains that the soldiers stand in perfect formation, while their faces are not shown, making them feel less like individuals and more like a killing machine. The victims, on the other hand, have faces, gestures, panic, prayer, and disbelief. The painting is split in two. On one side, anonymous force, on the other, human reaction. And the lantern is the cruel border between them. It is not a decorative detail. It controls the entire scene. It illuminates the man in white, his shirt, his hands, the faces behind him. But it also helps the soldiers see where to aim. That is the unsettling paradox of this object. The same light that exposes the crime also makes the crime possible. In older religious paintings, light often suggests divine presence. Here, the light comes from a human object on the ground. Heaven is dark, the city is far away. The only witness is a lamp. To understand why this image exists, we have to go back 6 years. On the 2nd of May, 1808, the people of Madrid rose against Napoleon's occupying forces. Goya later painted that day too, in times the 2nd of May, 1,808, a chaotic scene of street fighting. But the painting we are studying shows the answer that came after: retaliation. The Prado states that these two paintings were conceived as visual companions, first the uprising, then the executions. And for times the 3rd of May, Goya chose the night, which made the scene darker, tighter, and far more theatrical. This is important. The background is not empty. Behind the hill, Madrid is visible, but it feels distant, almost indifferent. The executions happened in different parts of the city, and the exact place in Goya's painting has been debated. The Prado notes possible connections with Príncipe Pío, the Puerta de la Vega, and church towers visible in the distance. But Goya is not painting a map. He is painting a memory of terror. The city becomes a shadow, as if civilization itself has stepped back and left these people alone under artificial light. Now return to the man in white. His pose is the painting's most famous symbol, but it is also the most painful contradiction. He looks like a martyr, yet he is not lifted into sacred beauty. He is an ordinary man made enormous by one instant of terror. His white shirt catches the lantern so strongly that he almost becomes another source of light. Some interpretations emphasize Christian imagery, the open arms, the illuminated body, even the marks on the hands. But Goya changes the meaning. This is not a clean religious sacrifice. It is a modern execution, and the victim's humanity is stronger than any heroic myth. Here is the twist. The lantern might be the real main character. It does not speak, but it tells us how to look. It separates the painting into before and after, life and death, person and machine. It turns the execution into a stage, but not for entertainment, for accusation. Goya is forcing the viewer to stand where there is no comfortable place to stand. If we look from the side of the victims, we feel terror. If we look from behind the soldiers, we become part of the line. And if we look at the lamp, we understand that seeing is not neutral. That may be why this painting still feels modern. Many war paintings ask us to admire courage. Goya asks us to face consequence. He does not show victory. He shows the moment when power becomes mechanical and the human face becomes the only resistance left. The question is not only who is guilty, the question is why the light exists at all. Is the lantern a symbol of truth, a tool of violence, or Goya's way of making sure that, 2 centuries later, we cannot look away? So tell me in the comments, what do you think this lantern really means? Is it exposing the horror, or is it part of it? And if this painting made you look at art differently, subscribe to the channel. We will keep uncovering the details that change the meaning of entire masterpieces.